Right, let's just get a quick sound check in. Right, let's just get a quick sound check in. All looking good. What's happening, everyone? Welcome to another jikGeek in the week. And I am fully hyped for our House of the Dragon Season 2 teaser trailer, which dropped probably about 2 hours ago on HBO Max. Absolutely buzzing to react, break that down, see what that's about. Fully hyped for that trailer, honestly. Few other things we've got to discuss this Saturday night. If you join us in the chat, good to have you with us. We've got the chat poll if you've watched the trailer. If you haven't, apologies about the spoilers. We'll be breaking the whole thing down though. Let me know what you think about it in the poll. We'll be going over some House of the Dragon news as well. We're going over the latest George R.R. Martin news. We'll be going over the latest MCU news involving Kang, Doctor Doom, MCU Phase 5 and 6. And a couple of other bits we need to get through as well. So it'd be great to have you with us if you are joining us in the chat. This was an impromptu jikGeek in the week. Just wanted to get the Hot D Season 2 trailer kind of reacted to, fresh off. So let's see what we can let's see what it's about. I think we're going to jump straight in. I just want to do a quick technical check. I've been having some problems with the kit today, so I just want to do a quick technical check. Yeah, just wanted to get the Hot D Season 2 fresh off. So let's see what we can let's see what it's about. I think we're going to jump straight in. I just want to do a quick technical check. Right, got all this set up, so right, chat's looking okay. Quality's looking good. Let's just get me in the chat. Yeah, sound's coming in clutch. Excellent. Right, let's get into the trailer. So this is fresh. I'm fresh into this. Haven't seen it. Haven't reacted to it. So this is a live reaction. And then we'll be breaking it down as we've done the trailer. So, well, let's just see if that's okay. Yeah. Right, House of the Dragon Season 2, official teaser trailer, reaction and breakdown. Let's go.
Errors were made in the hours following King Viserys' death.
I'm so hyped for this.
The war be fought. Many will die. And the victor will eventually ascend the throne.
Just going to pause it so I don't get copyrighted. Dragons.
There is no war so hateful to the gods. There's a war between kin.
Oh, that looks sick, that shot did. This looks mad
No
good.
war so bloody as a war between dragons.
Nice. I think we just got a bit of blood and cheese there. Oh my god, it looks amazing. Vhagar. Somehow we have not got long to go, and to watch that we're going to just run through that again. Man, that was a crazy quick teaser trailer. Full hype in the chat, yes. What are you saying in the chat? We're going to go through that again, because that was exactly what's up in the chat. How's it going? He did look angry, seriously angry. I'm guessing the kids are probably probably a little older in this season, but I suppose it's because they were babies when Viserys walked down the in episode 8, so they're probably a good 5, maybe even 10 years older, something like that. So we're just going to run through this again, because that looked absolutely spot on. Honestly, getting serious old school Game of Thrones vibes again. Season 1 House of the Dragon was unbelievable. So let's go through that again.
Errors were made in the hours following King Viserys' death.
So clearly, this is straight after episode 10, season 1. And he's taking the throne straight away because Rhaenyra and Daemon are on Dragonstone still.
The war be fought.
Is that the Greens as well going to Harrenhal? I think it is.
Many will die. And the victor will eventually ascend the throne.
Dragons. I think there's about 16 different dragons in this series as well.
There is no war so hateful to the gods. There's a war between kin.
Oh, that's the shot I wanted as well. So that looks like Rhaenyra's dragon, and that looks like that's too small to be Vhagar. So that could be... I'll have to have a look at the dragons in a minute. That might be Silverwing, actually. That looks buzzing.
And no war so bloody as a war between dragons.
CGI looks a bit unfinished there, if I'm honest, but I want to get that blood and cheese clip. There it is. That's fucking blood and cheese. Right there! Get in! Get the blood and cheese. Ah, I see, Varga. I see. So they'd be the same age. Yeah, I get you. I know what you mean now. So about 15. Okay. We'll have to run through. You'll have to. Yeah. Thanks for letting me know about that. Absolutely fully hyped for this. That's blood and cheese right there. Whoa. Vhagar looks seriously good. So good. Absolutely massive. And we get loads of dragon fights, loads of battles, blood and cheese. We get probably the sacking of Harrenhal as well, because that's a mad fight. It's looking seriously good, this is. And not long to wait. Summer 24. It's only around the corner, folks. Buzzing for that. Definitely blood and cheese Varga, definitely 100%. 100% that is blood and cheese, which I actually can't wait to see, because talk about the red wedding, like, honestly, blood and cheese is like next level. So who do we get in that then? So we got Rhaenyra, we saw Daemon, we were narrated by Ser Otto and Alicent. We kind of touched on Corlys. We got a lot, actually, of Rhaenys, which was interesting. We got a bit of Sir Criston Cole, who was, by the looks of it, he was cutting someone's head off, actually. So let's just drop back to that. Where was this now? It's not there. I do want to get that shot of when he's cutting that guy's head off. It's not there. Oh, you're on about the girls, Varga. The one on Dragonback. You're on about the girls on Dragonback. I thought you were on about Rhaenyra and Daemon's children, but you're on about the one he had with Lena Velaryon. Yes. They're obviously going to get more time. So this is it. Is that what's her name's dad? Who would that be? Because Lionel Strong's dead. Beesbury's dead. Is that Melos? I mean, it could just be a randomer, to be honest. Because these are green Targaryens. That's definitely... That could be Harold. No, it can't be Harold Westerling. Too much hair. So that's Criston Cole, 100%. But whose head is he chopping off? That's what I want to know. I want it to come now as well, Varga. I do. I'm absolutely buzzing. Yeah, Lena's. Okay. So they've obviously aged because... I've got a feeling they're going to play a bigger part in Season 2 because of the longevity of those characters and establish them as quite as important roles. The only reason I'm saying that is because they could potentially then kick on after like Season 3 or Season 4 when all of this Dance of the Dragons wraps up. Because I know one of them, I can't remember ever which one it is, but one of them plays a critical role in the story after this. So yeah, you're right. The Lena's kids. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I think it might just be someone maybe spying, for instance, because let's just go through these. It could be Melos, although too much hair on top. You never know. It might be Tywin Lannister, or Jason Lannister, but yet again, they wouldn't have aged that much, and they side with the Greens, I think. So they wouldn't be getting... No, they wouldn't be getting beheaded, surely. Yeah, that's true. I suppose it's not that far from King's Landing, is it? Still Dragonstone, even though it didn't feel that far away in Season 1. Right, let's just go through this like kind of scene by scene. So this doesn't really give us much away.
Errors were made in the hours following King.
This doesn't give us much away other than what we saw in episode 10, Season 1. The death of Jace. And she's over... Oh, she's over... Is she overlooking from Dragonstone to King's Landing? Okay, that's interesting. Darklyn, new character in the show. Okay, I don't recall... Yeah, she does look shattered, actually. I don't recall Darklyn in the books. Ah, yeah. Storm's End. Storm's End vibes, Varga. Yeah, I'm getting like Stormborn, Rhaenyra Storm. She is definitely the Daenerys of the show, that's for sure. 100%. Although, and Daemon is probably like the Jon Snow of the show. Now, obviously, Rhaenyra's on Dragonstone. Aegon has ascended to the throne after, what was it, episode 9, when Rhaenys bolted through the floor. Yeah. So he's ascending his throne here. There's a lot.
The war be fought.
So this, right, so black dragon, red dragon, black. So that's the blacks. So this could be, Varga, this could be the camp setting up maybe on their en route to Harrenhal. Because I know there's the big thing with Harrenhal. I know Daemon goes, but he goes on Dragonback, I think, doesn't he? So yeah, you're spot on as well, Varga, because we didn't really get to see a lot of Daemon in armour, you know, in season 1. It was only on in that opening tournament, and he looks badass in his Valyrian steel. I'm sure that's Valyrian steel.
The war be
I liked all the details there that they showed us on episode 1.
fought.
I liked all the dragon details that they showed on it in episode 1, season 1. Because we got some real good close-ups of the armour in the battle versus Kristen Cole.
Fought.
So I reckon this is all on the way to Harrenhal here. Let me just see what Harrenhal crest, hot D. No, it's not. Oh, Hightower, obviously. Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but that looks like the Hightower crest. Oh, you've just reminded me, Varga, about Jace's storyline. So you're right. That could be the Vale. Very hilly. Yes. Very... What was it? What was the path called? Was it the... not the Moon Door. The Moon Path. I can't remember from the books. Yeah. Big battle setting up here. I reckon this is towards the end of the season. Or... Hang on. I did have somewhere the episodes... on this. I know number 1 is Sun for Sun. Episode 1, 100% is going to be Blood and Cheese. Because if they called that Blood and Cheese, it'd just be such a giveaway. And then we've got episode 4, which is the Dance of Dragons. So I think before, like in between these two, we're gonna have the blacks going to get the other dragons. Daemon and Nettles, because we haven't seen Nettles, I don't think, on this trailer. And we're going to go and get the other riders. So we're going to get Nettles, I think. And then the others. And then a Dance of Dragons, that's going to be... Surely that's Daemon storming Harrenhal. And then maybe we get some big battles, 5, 6, 7 and 8, because this is only an 8 episode season.
Many will die.
Oh, that's another shot then of Kristen Cole taking that geezer's head off that we don't know who it is. Yeah, I heard the same actually, Varga. Whether they were going to do Blood and Cheese at the end, like what they did with the Red Wedding sort of thing. But a Sun for a Sun, that to me clearly says Blood and Cheese. And what an amazing start to the season that would be as well.
and the victor will eventually ascend the throne.
More dragons. Dragon. Apart from when we see Daemon's kid, the CGI is on point. So I wonder where these are going. Because I'm sure they have to trek. This looks like then the road to Harrenhal, because they've got to do a lot of trekking inland. You know, the Reach, the Riverlands. It's quite away from King's Landing on foot.
There is no war so hateful to the gods.
I wonder who he's taking off. That looks like the... Well, where could that be? Just catching up on your messages, Varga. Yeah, so blood and cheese at the start, I reckon. Only because son for a son. Got himself... Yeah, he did. Looks good. Agree. I remember Sea Smoke in the books, because we don't know in the books, do we, whether... What's his name? Laenor. We don't know in the books if he's dead or not. And I love the fact that I reckon Adam Velaryon is Laenor. Honestly, I do. I've just got this... And I've heard theories that say he can't be, and I've heard theories that say he can be. My vote goes towards him being Laenor, only because of the dragon bond. Yeah, you're right. I was going to ask you actually, where do we think then this tree is? Because there's the King's Landing tree, which they put in there randomly in episode 1, in season 1. There is a massive werewood tree in Harrenhal, because this is right by the God's Eye and the Isle of Faces. I don't think there's a werewood tree. There can't be a werewood tree on Dragonstone. Where else does Daemon go in the books after the events of season 1? Duskendale? Is there a werewood tree in Duskendale? Maybe. I can't remember if there is, to be honest. Anyway, let's continue. So we get a great shot of the throne, but that's got black and red. So that could mean this could be a shot from the end of the season. Oh, now you've got me thinking, Varga. Could it actually... You mean Daemon... Because Daemon doesn't go to the Isle of Faces, though, does he? Maybe they could take him there this season. Exactly. Could be the north. This looks like, yeah, this is the north, because this looks like, what's his face? Is it House of the Dragon Starks? Let me get an on Cregan Stark. So this is the one thing I was going to look at. I was hoping for is White Walkers, and I'm glad you mentioned that, Varga, because there was a leak drop the other week about whether season 2 of this is going to touch on the White Walkers, the North, the lands beyond the Wall. I don't know about the Wildlings, but there was a few leaks around whether there were going to be talk or showing some sort of interaction with the White Walkers, which would be absolutely fucking awesome. That would be amazing. So maybe this is a trip beyond the wall, which would be super, like, forget this being called House of the Dragon. This just feels like Game of Thrones prequel. Yeah, there were those leaked photos of the Night's Watch. I'm sure there was a picture of White Walkers on the wall, and there's also been a couple of leaked pictures, I think, I've seen them on Reddit, of White Walkers in House of the Dragon Season 2. So this is definitely 100% the North somewhere.
There's a war
Don't know what this is with Alicent.
between kin.
That looks a badass shot as well. Right, House of the Dragons. Season 2. Here we go. So we got Vagar. That's Cyrax. That looks like Cyrax, to be fair. Maybe grown a bit. Let's get rid of this. We didn't see Caraxes, I don't think. We saw Vagar at the end. Is that melee? No, we're looking for a silver one. Oh, it could be the moon. Don't know why though. Cyrax would be going off against Moon Dancer. Could be Grey Ghost. Yeah. Ulf the White. I don't know why they would be going off at one another though. Unless that's... Yeah. I wonder... I mean, Varga, we've got the Battle of the God's Eye, which is going to be one of the most unbelievable, amazing dragon fights ever on TV. Forget Season 8 Game of Thrones. That dragon fight is going to be put to shame with Daemon and Aemond on Dragonback over the God's Eye. That is just going to be like peak Game of Thrones House of the Dragon. Peak. We won't see that in this season though. There's not enough episodes. And considering they've got to do a lot of travelling, and I can't see them doing the time travel stuff that they did in season 7 and 8 of Game of Thrones, they're really going to stick to kind of how they did travel in the earlier seasons of Game of Thrones. That certainly does look like Silverwing. Although I don't know why that picture there's of him green. Because, yeah, they could do a lot with the... who was it? It was Ulf the White. There was Nettles. Hugh the Hammer. Yeah, they could be kind of like the season 2 antagonists, maybe. That'd be cool. So maybe this is like the face-off, or come and join us. Come over to the black side. Yeah. I honestly, I don't think we'll get the dragon fight, because it doesn't happen right at the end of the season. Of the Dance of the Dragons part of Fire and Blood, because there's all of the aftermath after that Battle of the God's Eye. But I suppose it's tricky where the story ends, and where I suppose it's where Aegon the Fifth takes over. Yeah, there's a number of dragons that this could be. The fact well, is it Grey Ghost? Grey Ghost is a wild dragon though, isn't it? And there's a rider right there. So, and it's even got a harness on. Could be a few dragons. That's a nice shot. I mean, where could that be? Is that could be pretty much anywhere. King's Landing, Dawn, maybe. Could be. It's not the north. No, I don't know where that is. Oh yeah, that could be Sea Smoke. Who rides Sea Smoke again in the books? Oh, Adam. Adam Valarian, isn't it? Yeah.
And no war so bloody as a war between dragons.
Now, what she's referring to there probably is episode 4, A Dance of Dragons. She looks crazy mad. Just trying to think, what was all this about in the books? Ah, it's the Dragon Pit, yes. Let's just go back to that. Ah, yes. That's from a different angle, though. Is that the sea there? Because if it is, yeah, that's definitely there. That's the Dragon Pit. Oh, yeah, because of the circular shaped roof. Yeah, I remember that from. That was a cool shot in season 1. So we get the battles. We get the dragon back. I mean, that CGI looks a bit unfinished. Looks a bit unfinished. Looks a bit like episode 3 CGI, season 1. There's no plague yet. Because all of that stuff that happens after the God's Eye battle, is that to do with like the plague and that kind of holy man? I can't remember his name. That priest bloke, he comes to the city and he kind of causes right carnage. Maybe that could happen at the end of the season. I can't see it though. Yeah, some real interesting, real in-depth looks of King's Landing, and I think we'll get shots pretty much of all the castles this season. Real in-depth, because they've really gone to town with the detail. I wonder what this is all about. I'm going to have to catch up on, probably read Fire and Blood, at least this part again. I mean, Daemon looking fucking badass in that armour, honestly. I do miss his amazing Targaryen helmet, though, from season 1, episode 1, because that looked badass. And then we get... If that ain't blood and cheese, I don't know what that is, right? Because this is how I pictured Blood and Cheese when I read it. And this is going to be like an oh my god red wedding moment. This is the red wedding of House of the Dragon Season 2. Daemon's going to be taking heads. Caraxes is going to be taking heads. Caraxes is going to be burning people left, right and centre. I did read though, and I do recall, he takes Harrenhal without bloodshed. And I'm sure that's where he meets Alice. Is it? It's not Alice Karstark. Alice, Game of Thrones. Alice. Is it Alicia Farman? Alice Rivers, that's the one. Because when I was reading this, when I was reading this, I was getting mad vibes of what was it? The Ghost of High Heart. Mad Ghost of High Heart vibes from her. She starts talking about all sorts of prophecies. Yeah. Because she's into like magic and stuff. There you go. And Bert's like weird babies and stuff for him. You see, Varga, it's only down here, this section, they talk about the God's Eye battle. See, she had seen her in her visions. Yeah, I reckon, I'm going to call it right now, Alice Rivers, Ghost of High Heart. Because you never know what happens to her, I don't think. Anyway, we'll get to that. Just catching up on your messages, Varga. Yeah, they have got to knock. They have got to, if they want to top Red Wedding, they've got to make this scene like the most horrible thing that's ever happened on TV, because it's pretty disgusting how you could ever come up with something like this. But it's good. This is going to make for awesome TV. I'm sure there are going to be many scenes between Damon and Alice Rivers next season. Yeah, she's one mysterious woman, I tell you. It's gonna. I like the fact that we're still keeping to those characters, because what we've got is still that element of prophecy and magic, and it's bringing that Game of Thrones element that we didn't get in the latter seasons of GOT. So looking forward to seeing Alice Rivers, although it might be towards probably the back end of the season. It just depends when we get Damon going to Harrenhal. Yeah, I agree, Varga. I want all of the callbacks, all of the quotes, eye for an eye, son for a son. Yeah, I want all the cliche, all the basically copy-paste text from the books. The stuff that we did get, the stuff that we did know. I'm sure, because they've got George Martin on site, they're going to come up with some absolute banger lines that they did actually in season 1, which gives me an idea, actually. Right, let's just finish this off. So we get Kristen Cole being an absolute weapon. Taking on God knows who. And the twins, I wouldn't be able to tell them apart. Aemond looking absolutely badass with the patch. Probably my second favourite character from season 1. And that CGI is looking better, actually. And we get a crazy shot of Vhagar just looking like an absolute country by himself. looking on point. House of the Dragon is for season 2. That trailer is looking awesome. Honestly, looking unreal. Haha, yes. Yes, Varga. With the theories. Dropping the theories in the chat. That's true. I did hear, though, on a... I did read an article earlier today where they might swap the story around, so have Daemon go to Harrenhal as motivation because Lucerys has died or Lucerys has been killed, rather than just be there. Because you're right, I think it happens the same time or roughly the same time in the books, but I think they're just going to have it though. So he goes there because of what's happened, not at the same time of what's happened. I could be wrong, and the article could be wrong. But I am buzzing for House of the Dragon Season 2. That looks unbelievable, honestly. Absolutely buzzing. Full hype in the chat. We got the votes. Absolutely buzzing. Full hype for this Season 2. Trailer looks peak. Yeah, trailer looks so good. Right, let's just catch up on the chats. Very, very good question, Varga. Battle of the Gullet. I can never remember the battle names, to be honest. I know there's like 4 in the Winds of Winter that's going to happen. Isn't this in one of those, in the House for Valerian blockaded the Gullet? This is all by the waters, yeah. That's why we obviously get then scenes like... Where is it now? That's not it. Yeah, scenes like this. Because we're still going to see Corlys Velaryon going to the seas. And his kids are going to be on Dragonback as well, I suppose. Or his kid. Until he gets Adam Velaryon. You know what I do like, actually? That they kept with the Triarchy and that whole kind of conflict as well. I thought that was really interesting. I hope they continue that in Season 2. Rook's Rest. Now you're bringing back all of the... You're bringing back all the member berries for me, Varga. I need to catch up on Fire and Blood. I do remember this battle. Isn't this when they just torch the place and kill everyone? Yeah, because they end up taking Rook's Rest. Maybe that's Lord Staunton. Where's the beheading? Anyway, whoever he's doing... there we go. Now, that looks like Staunton. Yeah. I think that's Lord Staunton who's having his head chopped off, I'm afraid. Yep, so we've got quite a few battles to look forward to, actually. Battles in House of the Dragon Season 2. So that burning mill, I'm sure, is when they just land in the village and just ransack the lot. We've just gone through Rook's Rest. Now you are right, Varga. Battle of the Gullet, Battle of the Lake Shore as well. Those two, I think, are to do with the Triarchy and control of the waters between King's Landing and Dragonstone. That'd be cool. That introduces Corlys Velaryon as well. Yes, Maelys. So where we see Vhagar, maybe he's going straight away to Rook's Rest. Maybe that's Aemond taking off to Rook's Rest. Although, if that is right away, we do get a lot of Rhaenys in this trailer. So maybe that comes slightly... Maybe that comes slightly later. I thought she played a good part, Rhaenys. I didn't particularly like episode 9's finish when she changed from the books. I didn't think that was necessary. No, they could have done that in another way. Right, let's... yeah, I'm going to catch up on Fire and Blood in the in the time between now and summer next year. There'll be more Game of Thrones, more House of the Dragon content I'm going to start doing, because the Marvel stuff is kind of ramping down. The Final Fantasy stuff will carry on. But I want to start doing more House of the Dragon stuff now. We've got Season 2 trailer. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah.
Dragons.
Consoling. Yeah, she looks quite emotional there. You're right, Varga. And then we get that. No, don't need to see that again.
Bloody.
Oh yeah, because we get the voiceover here as well, actually. And you just reminded me, they're both of them are on Dragonstone at the end of season 1.
Between dragons.
Yeah, so that could actually be episode 1, and then we get episode 1, maybe Aemond going to, because Vhagar's like literally. Vhagar could take on pretty much any other dragon 1-to-1 at this point. So you do need to team up. She is going to bring Fire and Blood, Vhagar. I fully agree. When you said at the start, when you said it was Daemon's child, I thought, well, I didn't know what to think, but you're right. I wonder which battle this is on. Maybe this is over... There looks like a lot of trees and stuff there. That's probably inland. I'm sure, actually, one of the kids goes to the Vale. Because it looks like... That looks like Baylor, maybe? I'm sure she goes to the... One of them goes to the Vale, I think, because it could be the one... Is it Rhaena that was betrothed to Lucerys? Yeah, she looks quite old. Or older. So that could be... That could be Baylor. But I'm sure it's Rhaena that goes to the Vale. But yeah, looks absolutely fire, this does. Honestly, such a good pickup after Season 1. The dragons are looking on point. The characters, the sets are looking on point. I think the Iron Throne looks on point. Honestly, it's set to be
The wall.
an absolute mammoth of a season. Fire and blood. We've got battles to look forward to. We've got dragon battles to look forward to. We've got battles on the water to look forward to. We've got politics. Honestly, and if we get that White Walker drop in the north with Cregan Stark and Jace, my God, this is going to be like peak TV. This would be the best thing since Game of Thrones season 5 and 6. I'm telling you, this looks honestly. Pun aside, this looks fire. Absolutely buzzing for this. When do you reckon we'll get it, Varga? Because I reckon the next trailer is going to drop either New Year's or they'll either do it halfway between now and actually no, I've just realised it's December already, so they'll probably actually won't give us another trailer until maybe the end of January, February time. Even March time. Buzzing for that, though. Buzzing for that. Now, I guess then, because we've done the reaction to it, and it looks fire, and we'll get that on the channel as a VOD, would you want to see a breakdown of what we've discussed? Because that's the thing. I'm trying to do more content that you folks want to see. So, yeah, fully agree. Definitely it'll be. I reckon it'll be in the next couple of months. When did Season 1 come out? Yeah, it'll likely probably be about the same time then, won't it? So that'll be the same as Season 1 then. Okay, we'll get the breakdown done. We'll make it a bit more coherent than what we've gone through today. And I'll try and touch on every single point that we have both, and those that have been watching as well, have gone through on the reaction. And I'll try and get that loaded as soon as I can this week. Because, yeah, there's just so much to unpack in what is what is probably about just over a minute of footage. Like up until there, it's probably about a minute of footage. So I'll try and get a breakdown done this week. And yeah, that would be fire. I like the pun. So yeah, look out for the breakdown, and yeah, let me know what you think. I'll definitely get that done this week, because I am looking at this, right. It's just brought back the memories of Season 1. I know we've got the real kind of low quality Season 1 reviews, but that's what I started the channel with, right? House of the Dragon Season 1. So, and Game of Thrones has got a real big spot on this channel, and I do need to pump out more content about it, and this just gives me the push to do it, because it's one of the franchises that I know has got legs, and unlike things like Marvel's dead, right? But the Game of Thrones and the House of the Dragon brands are just going from strength to strength, and regardless of what's going on with the Winds of Winter, A Song of Ice and Fire, this stuff, this level of quality and detail and love and care and attention, it fills me with hope. It fills me with joy, with hope. And I know they're not going to do us wrong again, because they saw the impact and the backlash of what happened with 7 and 8. Because although 7 was received well, if you look back now, it's a pile of shit. And Game of Thrones Season 8 just destroyed the brand. But this, I can see they're really trying the hardest, and that's what I really implore. And hats off to them, because this is making me fall in love with Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon all over again. So I can't wait to do more content. Yeah, they did show a lot in 1 minute. There is a lot to break down. And they are starting to try and right the wrongs of the past in terms of 7 and 8. They're trying to bring in elements of the story that George Martin wants to make more of a song and dance about, i.e. the White Walkers, the prophecy stuff, the magical elements, the werewood trees. I think we'll get more of that. We're spending a lot of time in the next couple of seasons in and around the Isle of Faces, in and around the God's Eye. You never know, we may get glimpses of the Children of the Forest as well. We're starting to bring back all of those different elements that they did introduce in Game of Thrones at one point, but they held off. And I think looking at this trailer, looking at what we had in season 1 as well, when we were talking about The Prince That Was Promised, A Song of Ice and Fire, that sort of thing, I fully know that they're going to do the fans justice. Right, they need to. But this level of quality and detail and accuracy to the books, and having George there, I know that's probably delaying his Winds of Winter, but having him there, I would rather have him there than not have him there, because look at what happened when he wasn't there. Even season 6, although it was spectacle, coherently it was a disaster. But 7 and 8 were just shoddy work, because they didn't have George to keep them on the straight and narrow. Ryan Condal has got George there, right? He's either got him Rob by his side or on the phone. So, looking absolute fire to this. Buzzing for the next trailer. Buzzing to break this down. Yeah. I mean, if you want to stick around in the chat, I think we'll park the trailer talk for now. Been great to have so much interaction in the chat on the House of the Dragon official teaser. And you're right, Varga, just to wrap that up. The moment the Game of Thrones showrunners stopped communicating with George, it just went downhill, because George is the gatekeeper. He's the custodian of all of this. And he is the one that will set the record straight. He'll keep the vision. He'll keep the vision. He'll keep all of the different elements coherent to the books, and where possible, make them even better when put to screen. I mean, look at last time when George mentioned to Paddy Considine about his acting being a better written and acted version of Viserys than he'd written in his books. I mean, how good is that? Imagine we get that with Rhaenyra. Imagine we get that with Daemon. Imagine we get that with Aemond, because they're kind of, I know Alicent plays a big part in this, right? But them three, what I've just mentioned, are the critical elements in this season and going forward. Buzzing about this, buzzing. So yeah, I think we'll do a bit of, we'll just run through some other stuff I've got to cover. I mean, talking to George Martin, so we've got some news that he hasn't done any Winds of Winter updates in a while, which is no surprise. And so I think we can just probably skim past that one. Literally, he's done no new pages on A Song of Ice and Fire. Right, I think we'll crack on with Loki creator Michael Waldron. He's been brought on to direct the Kang Dynasty, and he's also been set to write Avengers Secret Wars, so it probably makes sense to have him on board, albeit though I didn't think Loki season 1 was particularly good. So, but what that means is for the older for the previous director. I reckon they're going to get rid of Kang. And I reckon they're going to replace him with Doctor Doom. I do. And more importantly, we've had some recent news on Zack Snyder potentially working with Netflix on bringing back the Justice League. And that would be absolutely ace. Zack Snyder's Justice League on... Yeah, Zack Snyder's Justice League on Netflix. Parts 2 and 3. Just to wrap that up. That would just be unbelievable. I'd be loving that. Anyway, I think we've taught that to death. So we'll wrap it up here, folks. It's been great to have you with us.
Errors.
It's been great to have you with us. We've had some great chat interaction tonight. It's been an absolute mammoth stream. We've gone on for about an hour. We've talked the teaser trailer to death. So if you've enjoyed yourself, feel free to drop a like. Smash the subscribe button if you're not part of the JGITW community. And I'll catch you on the next one. Appreciate the love and support tonight. Great to hear from you.